Hey guys, Scott Fishman here for Wrestling Inc. And we have royalty gracing us today for a great cause. Two-time Hall of Famer Booker T and Sharmell Huffman. Their Reality of Wrestling teaming up with Dion and Roxanne Taylor for a really important Be Woke Vote Rep Your City Tour event. They're hosting a swing vote event, free drive-in event on October the 10th. How you guys doing today?
Doing good.
Great. How you doing?
Good. So, Booker, it's funny I'm talking to you right now because just nearby me I have my rubber ducky that you gave me in South Florida at an event you signed for me, so it's fun to look at now.
Shaggy ducky, quack, quack.
Got to get that in there. So, tell me about why was it important? How did you guys partner, get into partnering with? I love that you're using wrestling. It's such a great way of expressing and bringing people together. It always has been for so many decades. But why was it important for you to get involved with this kind of initiative?
Just for me, this is a very, very important election, probably the most important election in my lifetime. And my wife and I, Sharmell, we have kids. We have 10-year-old twins. And just the way they see the world is very, very important. And for us to actually get out there and motivate, what happens in the future, because they are the future, is very, very important. And an event like this is, I just think it's something to bring everyone together for a cause, and that's just to go out and vote. No matter what side you're on, just go out and vote.
And, as public figures, was there, for so many others, when they voice an opinion about something, even the slightest bit, as wrestling fans, they're always going to criticize it or attack it. Was there any trepidation about kind of voicing your opinion and showing that, coming out and for these kind of important, Black Lives Matter, things like that, where you're speak up, but you're worried about what the reaction might be? Tell me about, as a public figure, what is it like in this kind of environment, and how important it is to kind of continue to do that in spite of everything that, whatever backlash you might get?
Of course, with social media, everybody has an opinion. Everybody's going to make a comment. But I have a saying, when you're 99% about something, you may want to keep your mouth shut, but when you're 100%, you speak up 100% of the time. And I just think in the world that we're living in right now, where there's so much division, where, like I said, you can't go outside your house and look at your neighbor and just say, how's it going, and not, wonder what they're thinking. I just think it's very important for us to be, at peace. In the 60s, it was like this, in the 30s, it was like this in Germany, as far as people just fighting against each other. And I just think, as a human race, I really think we just want to be able to coexist with each other, the most of us. But there are some out there who want to, burn this country down. And me personally, I just don't want to see that happen.
Tell me about logistics. Oh, go ahead, Sharmell. Sorry.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Oh, I thought you were going to add on. I'm sorry.
Well, no, I can add on. Like Booker said, you can't please everybody. Somebody's going to find fault with something you say no matter what. And that's why Booker and I are just holding steadfast, and we're doing what it is that we can do. There is so much divisiveness going on right now, and wrestling historically has always brought people together from all walks of life. So we're just trying to mirror that when we go to the polls and encourage everybody from all walks of life to go vote, have your voice be heard.
What has it been like as parents during this time, explaining to the kids about, what's been going on in the world, why they're home, self-quarantining, and just everything they're seeing on, when it comes to like the news today, there's so much negativity out there. What is your kind of approach to parenting in this kind of way?
Yeah, it's been very painful for me because I've had to sit down and have some very deep conversations with our 10-year-old children that I didn't have to have with my parents until I was much older. So the good part is that they are being homeschooled, so they're around us all the time, and, we're their major influence. They're not physically in a school setting and around a whole lot of people. They're around us. We're their main influence, as we always are. But there are some very difficult conversations we're having to have with them right now, some very adult conversations we're having to have with them right now. And it is painful on my end, but, you know, they're understanding and they're grasping what's going on. And maybe because we're having to have these conversations with them so early, they'll be the generation that will, you know, or once and for all, change this world so that we can all get along and coexist and be in peace.
Hmm. And, you know, this is such a unique event, the first 500 cars in attendance. You're doing a drive-in event. There's some other events, wrestling companies that have done these similar events. Talk about what it's been like to kind of put this together, and then logistically, maybe this is something moving forward you might want to do regularly.
Well, we've done one drive-in show already, and it's something that we saw that could be, you know, the beginning of something really, really cool, especially in the world that we're living in right now with COVID, you know, people, you know, not being able to, you know, be under a roof, you know, without spreading, you know, the virus. Being outside, of course, is much safer. And the way we did it the first time, we go, wow, man, everybody was really, really organized as far as, you know, making sure they stayed in their one little pod, which was really, really cool. So we say, let's see if we can make it a little bit bigger. And now with, you know, trying to bring people out to vote, it's one thing, but like my wife said earlier, wrestling is universal. Wrestling is something that's, you know, around the world. Everywhere I go, the fans seem to be the same exact way. They just want to be entertained. They just want to have some fun. And I think that's what we want to get back to as far as life goes, more than anything. And I think an event like this just goes to show that we can coexist with each other, no matter what party, what race, what religion we are. Something like this, it works.
And just to add on to that, yeah, we definitely want to get back to the fun in a safe manner. And Reality of Wrestling is always known for its fun, family-friendly events. You know, COVID-19 has affected the entire world, and Booker and I, as small business owners, had to adapt. You know, we did the drive-in show, and it was a success, the first one that we had, and we're really looking forward to this next one because in that adapting of our business model, you know, here we are being able to partner with Be Woke Vote and bring some fun into voter education and voter engagement. So it's allowed us to sort of broaden our horizons, and we're just looking forward to how much more we can do.
As well as, just to add on to that, you know, when COVID broke out, we've been struggling just as much as anyone. We've had conversations to whether, you know, we don't know if we're going to make it from 1 month to the next. We've had, you know, a lot of stressful days as far as, you know, being a small business and trying to stay in operation. But somehow we've done it so far, and we hope to be able to continue because we got a lot of young kids who aspire to be something, aspire to be a part of something, and that's what Reality of Wrestling is.
And, you know, you've built this company from the ground up for so many years, you know, over a decade now. And, you know, I don't think, Sharmell, a lot of people know about just what an active role that you've had in the success of the company. If you guys can just talk about just what it's been like to work together. I mean, there's so many, you know, marriages in wrestling that end in divorce, but you guys have lovingly stayed together and are a strong unit, strong force, and you guys working together in addition to, you know, to having your family as well. So just talk about what that dynamic is like, if you could.
Yeah, so it's been amazing because not only do we love each other, but we have to like each other. And luckily we do because we live and work together. So that means 24/7 we're around each other. But with Booker and I, it's a labor of love, Reality of Wrestling is. Obviously, with Booker being a two-time Hall of Famer, you know, he puts his heart, his soul, and his passion into sports entertainment and training the next generation of superstars. And so it's been a labor of love. We work together very well. It's been a mom and pop organization built from the ground up. We're still growing. We're making some great strides, and I just can't wait to see what the future holds.
Yeah, 2005 we started this thing, and definitely it's been a lot of work. We put a lot of work into it, but you know, my wife, she does her part. I do my part. My students do their part, and we meet in the middle at the end. That's what I try to teach my students. You know, just go out there and do your part, and that only. And at the end of the think there again, Sharmell, she's got the books. I do the heavy lifting as far as, trying to make sure the guys are on point. But together we meet in the middle, and hopefully at the end of the day we're teaching our kids, how to, work together, how to be efficient in life, knowing exactly what it takes to make it to that next level, as well as create and put together a great team, because I think that's what we are.
Was there ever a point during all of this, even with WWE, that for you guys to have one more run together on a big stage?
We had so much fun doing what we did, and really, I don't think it's nothing left for me to do in the business other than give back, help the young guys live out their dream. Hopefully they can do it the same way I did it, even bigger. But that's what we're about, is giving back, because we know the more we give back, the more prosperous we really are. We get so much back from helping our kids, make it to that next level, live out their dreams. And the thing is, they may think we're helping them, but they just don't realize how much they're helping us, just to keep us alive, keep us motivated to do what we love to do.
And, you speak of that, and there's a big match. The Reality of Wrestling champion Ryan Davidson is going to be defending against Abel Andrew Jackson, and this is a big show for a lot of reasons. There's a lot on the line besides the championship, just to be featured in this sort of way. How are you preparing your students for this, and then just does it feel different for them that they're doing it with such an important cause in mind?
I really think the guys at Reality of Wrestling, they understand what this thing is really all about, and it's just from the teaching, what we've been, training for so many years. Abel Andrew Jackson is a guy that's been with me since day one. Ryan Davidson has been with me for about 9 years, and these guys are still trying to make it to that destination. But the destination for us is Reality of Wrestling, and making Reality of Wrestling the best we possibly can make it. And then after that, if you go on to be something bigger, it's awesome. But my students, preparation is the only luck they're ever going to have, so they're highly prepared for Saturday night. The 10th is going to be an awesome night, and I just want everybody to come out and have an awesome time and have some fun and walk away saying, man, I cannot wait to get back to Reality of Wrestling next time.
And like Booker said, our students stay ready so they don't have to get ready. Booker always instills that in them, so it's going to be a great night. The other thing that I love about our students is that they are always willing to lend a helping hand. Reality of Wrestling is very active in the community. Our students come out and assist wherever they can, so they were thrilled to be able to spread the message, get out and vote. Let's be engaged. Let's vote all the way down the ballot. Educate yourself, know what's at stake, and let your voice be heard. So like Booker said, October 10th, Saturday night, it's going to be a great night.
And Booker, you've have a great platform with your radio show, but also it was through WWE Backstage, which I'm still mourning the loss of that, where you kind of got to talk about wrestling, but also issues, facing today in many ways. Was there like a memorable moment for you through the whole process, or an interview that you did? I know a lot of people will circle back to a Keith Lee one, or even you taking promo school, taking some celebrities as promo school. But what's kind of one thing what's a memorable moment for you being a part of that project?
Oh, man, promo school was definitely the best part of, WWE Backstage for me, because it was always on the fly. It was always off the cuff. And that, for me, it was great. For my opponent, it wasn't so great. But I tell you, just working with Renee Young, CM Punk, I tell you, we had a great chemistry. Ember Moon coming in, doing her thing. We had a great chemistry together, and COVID kind of was a really big reason for everything, going awry the way it did. But hopefully, it'll come back, and we'll continue to go out there and entertain and bring the fans, what they want to see as far as wrestling goes. But I miss it. I miss it a whole lot. And there again, hopefully we'll, get back in gear pretty soon.
Mm-hmm. And, with your students, it's all about branding, and part of a lot of about the wrestling business these days is about branding. With you being, both of you running a wrestling company, I'm just curious kind of to get your thoughts from the entrepreneur standpoint. and having these students and wrestlers. What are kind of your thoughts on the WWE stance when it comes to third-party businesses and using their likeness and kind of them kind of going with that when it comes to, you know, TikTok and all that they taking more of an active role in controlling that?
One thing about, you know, the business and working in the business for the last 30 years, there's always been a protocol. We have always had a route to go when it came to stuff like this. There again, back in my day, we didn't have TikTok. We didn't have, you know, Twitter. We didn't have Cameo or anything like that. So I'm sure this generation is going to have to figure out how they're going to be able to make stuff like that work, or truly go independent and, you know, work for themselves. So it's definitely a touch-and-go situation, something that they're going to have to work out.
And my only thing is I'm still trying to figure out what TikTok is.
I always say I tick nor talk. When people ask me, hey, are you on TikTok? I'm like, no.
Yeah, I'm kind of lucky that we didn't have, you know, this kind of stuff and when we were coming up as far as social media goes, because the guys definitely have a whole lot more to deal with than we had to deal with back in our day.
Yeah, no doubt. Lastly, just wanted to get your opinion in the future on the reality of wrestling, because I talked to Al Snow, and he's kind of has this approach where he's kind of like thinking of like a territory system for him, where he's kind of building his own sense where he's partnering with other schools and things like that. Well, you know, the next 5 years or so, you know, when we move past this, hopefully, what are kind of your overall plans for the company as things move past all this?
You know, our goal is to be the flagship of Texas wrestling. That's what we call ourselves. We want to be able to independently run, you know, Texas, Houston, Dallas, San Antonio, Austin, surrounding areas, but keep Reality of Wrestling a Texas-based company that we can just filter the WWE, the AEWs, the New Japans of the world with talent, being the biggest AAA of professional wrestling in the world. That's what our goals are with is with Reality of Wrestling, and I think we're on a really, really good track. Of course, COVID, slowed us down a whole lot as far as some of our big plans for 2020 that we had, but hopefully 2021 will be a better year in Reality of Wrestling. We'll go on to be the biggest thing going in Texas as far as independent wrestling.
I like that. Row on the go.
Yeah, roll on the go.
All right, put that on a shirt.
There you go.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for your time, fans. Swing Vote held Saturday, October 10th at the aptly named Booker T World Gym Arena in Texas City, Texas. Bell time is 8 p.m. It's a free event, which is great right now for everyone that's looking for some free entertainment, and parking will open at 7 o'clock. For more information, you can go on to realityofwrestling.com or bewoke.vote. Thank you guys so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.